Hello, Steph coming in here with the beginner's guide to tracking logging calories. So I'm going to guess that you're here because you've either never tracked calories before or not very confident at doing so. So hopefully by the end of this video, you'll understand a little bit more about the who, the what, the why, the where, the why, the how, all of that stuff in terms of tracking and building up your confidence so that you can get cracking, straight away after watching this video, basically. So as I said, we are going to start with why do we track calories? Calories govern weight/fat loss. So I'm going to assume you are here because you've got a weight/a fat loss goal. You want to shrink, you want to fit into a smaller size clothes, and you are now turning the tables to think, yeah, tracking calories, that sounds like a good flexible way to do that, which is true. So dieting, difficult in so many senses, but when we track calories, it makes our life simpler. It's data driven, it's flexible, it's easy to basically fit into your life rather than the diet fitting the other way around. We can't manage what we don't measure. This is a big thing that I say to all of my clients all of the time. Weight is governed, as I said here, by calories. So calories in versus calories out. So if we don't know what we are tracking, if we don't know what we've eaten, and we haven't lost weight this week or next week or the week after, we're kind of stabbing in the dark. If we've got the numbers in front of us, we know how many calories we've eaten, we know, what we've been eating, we have a much more informed guess at why and what we need to change, what we need to tweak to it in order to change things to keep shrinking. So what do we need to track calories? A tracking app. So a lot of my clients will use either MyFitnessPal or NutriCheck, and ultimately there's so many tracking apps out there right now, and it doesn't matter what you use as long as you can get the data from it that you need. So MyFitnessPal and NutriCheck are pretty much bog standard ones that give us all the data that we'll need to analyze. You also need a goal, obviously, to lose weight and body fat as discussed. So how do we go about physically tracking calories? We're going to break this down. So this video I want to keep super simple, and we're just going to look at literally how the app works. There'll be another training video that I can send you that will go over, how to track meals and lots more details. But we're going to keep this super simple for anyone that hasn't, tracked before. So what we're going to start with is we're going to look at a carrot. Okay, should we call him Colin? Colin the carrot. He's got a smile on his face. So how do we go about weighing that? How do you go about tracking that? So step number one, I'm going to go through this and then we'll go through a live working of how we do this. So we're going to weigh out your food, or you're going to check the label, depending on what food it is. So a carrot, we are going to weigh out. So you need a set of food scales. You're then going to choose the relevant, okay, actually, let's just go straight through it. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over to our app. I'm going to use MyFitnessPal for the purpose of this training. So when you sign up to an app, you'll get, go premium. You will not need premium for anything that you are doing to lose weight and lose body fat if you're doing it right. So don't go premium for anything, especially just to start. So it will look a little bit different on here than it would on your phone. But obviously this is on a computer, so it will look different, but the principle is still the same. So we're going to head over to food. So what we'll see is breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. That's how all the apps break it down, and then we can go from there. So let's say I'm going to have a carrot, and I'm going to have that carrot for breakfast. So what we're going to do, so if we go back to our step, we're going to weigh out your food. So a carrot you are going to weigh out. So you're just literally going to put it on the scales. I want you to weigh everything raw. Put it on the scales. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go to breakfast, because that's when you've had it or you're going to have it. And then you're going to literally type in carrot and you're going to search. Now, this is where lots of people trip up because there's so many options, right? And as I've said here, so we've searched for the food in the app. So back to step one. So you've weighed your food out. So you've weighed the carrot out. We know that carrot is 50 grams. Okay, for example's sake. Step two, choose the relevant meal. So we've chose breakfast because that's when I've had the carrot. Step number three, search for the food in the app. Now, step number four is the most important bit here. Filter, fine tune that search. So you're going to get loads of different carrots. What I would suggest is if you know where you've picked that carrot up from, so let's say Tesco, search Tesco carrot. I know. So then you will still get other things come up, but this is where you've got to kind of look at right, what's the average? What's roughly happening on each one? Once you track more, you'll get more of an idea. You'll roughly know, okay, how many calories a 50-gram carrot is, for example. So we're going to go for this one. So this obviously says 100 grams. So you're going to click into it, and all you're going to do is you're going to change this to 1 gram, and then you're going to add 50 to that. Add to food diary. So you're adding it to your breakfast. And there we go. Simple as that. So then that's tracked your calories. So there's 21 calories in that 50 grams of carrot, and then the rest of the macros, which again we will cover in another video. Literally as simple as that. If you've got something like bread, so let's say you're having a slice of Hovis bread and you're having that for lunch. I hope you have more than that for lunch, but let's say that's what you have for lunch. You're literally going to type in Hovis. You don't need to weigh a slice of bread because they're all the same and it's, you know, pretty generic. So I'm going to go Hovis white breads. We're going to search that and we see what comes up. So here you can see roughly all of them, especially at the start, are all roughly 93 calories a slice. So that is right. So we'll go for the top one because it says it's a Hovis one. So down here you can see 1 slice. White bread, 1 serving. Let's say you have 2. Go on, treat yourself. Have 2 slices, add to food diary. There. So then at the end of the day, you're going to get total calories. So if your daily calorie goal is that, you've eaten 207 with your carrot and your Hovis, and remaining is that. Again, calorie targets, all of that stuff we will talk about in a different video. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that's pretty clear. Last thing I want to talk about today is other things I want you to know about tracking calories. It gets easier the more you do it. That I promise you. It's overwhelming to start with for a lot of people. That's okay. Keep it simple. Weigh out all your food. Track it in the app. The quicker you do, the more you do it, the more you can save meals. Again, we'll talk about that in another training. You can save the meals and it just becomes literally easy as 1, 2, 3. Like 3 minutes a day, you'll be on the app. Flying. Soon you'll be confident in eyeballing your plate, because ultimately, if we get to this step here, the goal is to not track calories forever. So in my coaching with all my clients, it's very much about you are tracking for a period of time whilst you've got this goal of losing weight and losing body fat. We are going to educate you as you go to get to a point where you are not going to track once you reach your goal weight and you're happy and you're confident. You will, by the time you leave me, be confident in looking at a plate. Let's say you got a roast dinner. You'd be like, yeah, there's probably roughly about 700 calories on that plate, for example, because you can look and you can see that stuff. Yep. Hopefully that makes sense. The last thing I want to say, as I say down here, ask me for the link to the more advanced tracking training. So tracking entire meals made for the family. Lots of other things we can talk about, but this is ultimately the simplicity of how tracking works. It doesn't need to be overcomplicated. It's literally a case of weighing your food, putting it into the app. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's wrong. Yeah. Okay, right. Hopefully that will make sense. If you've got any questions on that, then let me know. Please share this with any of your yo-yo dieting friends. Share the link about. I'm happy for you to do that. Anything else, then let me know. Otherwise, take care. Let me know what you thought, all the take-home points, and we'll chat then. All right, have a good one. Bye.